So, elections. Big news, huh? Let me tell you something. Don't vote for a major party. Vote third party. And I'll tell you why. There are good reasons not to vote for a major party, the Republicans or the Democrats. The most obvious one, I'll tell you first. The mass, the seas of millions of other people voting. How many people are there in the United States? I don't know, it's millions. The point is, compared to that, what is your vote? It's like one drop in the ocean. It's almost meaningless when you look at it that way. And I know, if everyone thought that way, no one would vote, right? But see, that's not the only reason not to vote for a major party. You also have to consider that when all those votes are going between only two parties, your vote is even less meaningless. I mean, even less meaningful, excuse me. If we had more bigger parties, your vote wouldn't be as meaningless because you'd be supporting a party here. But this way, I mean, there's really no point to it. We might as well just have one party. But there's other reasons. The counting machines. Not only have we seen that they're inept, they're owned. There's two major counting machine companies, ES&S and Diebold, and they're owned by two brothers who both support the Republican Party. And it's easy for them to just delete votes that don't go their way. You vote for the wrong guy, your vote might get deleted. That's not even the worst of it. I'm sure all of you learned in high school about gerrymandering. And I know high school was a long time ago and a lot of you probably forgotten the details on what it is. But basically gerrymandering works like this. Politicians make these little regions in these states where, well, you know about the Electoral College, right? You don't vote directly for the person you're voting for. You're voting for other people to vote for you. And in these regions, they maneuver them to where, let's say we have a Democratic state. We'll make one up, okay? And it's a Democratic state, but it's actually, the majority of the people in the state actually vote Republican. Now let's say that basically how it works is they make these regions, since most of the people vote Republican, they put these regions where they just dump almost all the Republican voters, whatever, in a few of these regions, and they only each get one electoral vote, even though there's all these people voting for Republican. And then they make these other regions that have Republicans and Democrats, but the Democrats outnumber the Republicans, and they have more regions like this. And basically, they make it to where the Democrats can get the most of the votes. Now, I said it that way because I don't want to show any bias, and obviously if I had to choose between Republican or Democrat, I think most people know that I would vote Democrat. So, but the reverse is also true. The Republicans do the same thing. They can make, if they get in power, they can make a mostly Democratic state vote Republican. Now when you consider all this, when you consider your vote among millions, when you consider the inept machines, when you consider that your vote might get deleted, and when you consider gerrymandering, why are you voting for a major party? No matter what you fucking do, no matter which party you vote for, your vote doesn't mean fucking shit. It doesn't mean anything. But when you vote for a third party, you're helping to support a movement. Now the ultimate goal is to get rid of the two-party system altogether. And voting for a third party isn't going to get rid of that. If a third party starts getting into power, if we don't do anything to get rid of the two-party system, it'll just become a big party, and it'll bump out one of the other current biggies. But do you think either of the current major parties are going to support changing the voting system to where other parties have a better chance. No, they're not. The only hope you have is with a third party. And when you vote third party, whatever causes you want to support, you're helping to propel that movement. You're helping to change something, and it's not going to happen overnight. It'll happen over time. But at least your vote counts for something. You know, you're making a statement. And you're helping to push things forward. Even if your vote doesn't make a direct difference, you're helping to push forward towards future change. And when less people are voting for these third parties, your vote is more significant. You're voting your third party against other third parties more significantly than if you were voting for one of the major parties. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, that's too idealistic. Voting for a third party is never going to change anything. That might be true. But the reason I vote third party, it isn't even idealism. I look at it this way. If I vote third party, maybe I'll make a change. Maybe. There's a maybe. But that's better than voting for a major party. If I vote for a major party, I'm not changing anything at all. If you vote for a major party, you might as well not fucking vote at all.